So I'm live again. It is the 6th day of January 2021, and I've been live pretty much. Well, no, not pretty much. It has been every single day. I have to turn on the comments. Give me 1 second. I keep forgetting I have to do that. Am I live on my own channel or my own page? Anyway, what you should do is subscribe to Rage of Razor on the YouTube. Hit the like button for me and hang out and talk to me, and we'll talk about some fun stuff. I first of all is weird, and you know that, Alex. uh, First of all, I want to talk about really quickly my friend and a guy that I'm collaborating with on a comic. His name is John Rhodes. Has a Kickstarter going right now, and it's called Fat Girl. Hashtag Fat Girl. Now she wears that as a badge of honor. It's not. It's going up as wow. I go live and it goes up. John is almost at his goal already. He launched a few hours ago. I think I was the fourth or fifth backer, but he's got this Kickstarter going to start off his Hyperverse year, and I backed it. As you can see, I managed my pledge, and the first issue's out. So if you miss the first issue, you can get it. He does naughty covers, and that's how he makes all his money. But you can see there's like a Dark Knight Returns kind of stance there. So yeah, check it out. It's on Kickstarter now. Hashtag Fat Girl number 2 is it's I think it's almost done actually, because he's got all 22 pages shown here. I got a text message. Hold on. Yeah, like you can see the interior art is pretty well done, I believe. Let's see, it's page 11. So you can see the quality of art. It may still need to get colors on all of it, but I've been working with John for about a year on various projects. He's a good dude, and you should support him. Supporting him is kind of like supporting me, because he's going to pay me to do some more work. We got one called The Last Owling coming out, but you can see it's already almost funded. It went up as I shared this, so because it was at like $1,042 or something like that whenever I jumped on. So there you have it. That's my plug for John. The couple other things I want to talk about. First of all, I'm not going to talk about what's happening in Washington, D.C. I refuse. So with that out of the way, I want to talk about a project I'm going to be taking on. It's not comic related. It is Star Wars related. My good friend Nathan Thomas Milliner has been repainting a 30-inch X-wing fighter from one of the releases. I think it was from the 2007 Star Wars toy line. And man, he's doing a very impressive job. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up, because he's doing a really great job. And it's I have this project I've been thinking about doing for about 17 years. I'm not even joking. Nathan isn't watching, but I don't think he'd mind me showing that off. Nate is one hell of an artist, and I don't mean just because of the paint job. He does some great stuff. Let me go ahead and open it up on my Facebook here, and you can see what I'm. So he's doing this TIE fighter, and God, I mean, damn, it's looking great. It's looking so good. It's got me wanting, and he's just showing snippets here of what he's done with airbrush techniques, and he's just doing one hell of a good job. And is that it? Okay, there we go. And it's really got me. And I don't think I could do as good of a job as Nate, but I've got this Darth Vader TIE fighter that I've had since 2000. I think it was 2004 was when I got it. So let me show you what it looks like. I found one on eBay. Helena's playing with mine right now. This is it right here. It looks bluish, and you can tell it's just a straightforward paint job, and that's it. It's the Darth Vader's TIE Advance. I got it in 2004. It's big. This may not actually be the one. It looks a little bit smaller. One of the boxed figures is probably the one, or the boxed, this one here. That's it. That's definitely it because it came with that Darth Vader in that packaging. But I think I'm going to repaint it because looking at pictures of Darth Vader's tie, they it looks more gray than this bluish color that the one I have is, and I'm not digging on it, and it doesn't have like any of the look how gray that is. Now that's obviously not the real TIE fighter, but I want to make it look more like that. And it may be tricky. I got to get the wings off. I got to find a gray that matches, but I also want to put some wear on it, like that. You know, they use that method of what is that called? Dry brushing. You know, I think I'm going to try. I've never done anything like that. My brother-in-law knows how to do it, and I could probably ask Nate for pointers, even though he's mostly working from airbrush, which is cool. I can't afford an airbrush, but this is a project I'd like to do. I think it'd be a lot of fun repainting the tie. I have a great looking Millennium Falcon and a great looking AT-AT up in my bedroom because that's where all the women come. They come to see my AT-AT and they come to see my Millennium Falcon. You know. But that's a couple project I want to work on is make my TIE Fighter gray. Like I said, I would show it to you, but Helena's out there playing with it right now. She's got all her girls. She's got Hera from Rebels. She's got Ahsoka, Sabine, Leia, one of my holdover Leias from 1983. She's out there having a ball, so I'm not going to ruin her time playing with Star Wars figures. Why would I? I mean, I hated it when people took away my Star Wars playing time. You know, I still hate it. It was funny though because I got it. I brought it downstairs to take a picture to show Nate, and I was flying it around. She's like, "Oh, you're like a little kid." I'm like, "Yeah, I am like a little kid, and I don't care." So anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? I know the world is fucking on fire right now, but how's everybody doing? I'm doing good. Tomorrow night, don't forget the Horror Syndicate. We're talking about Demons and Demons 2. I got to watch Demons 2 last night, and it's better than Demons 1. Fight me. Don't fight me. I don't. Your opinion's your opinion. I just wanted to get on here and do my live feed for a little bit. About 7.5 minutes in, I wanted to definitely promote my friend John because the more money he makes, then I'll get to make a comic. I wrote The Last Owling last year for him. He hired me, and he worked on a few pages here and there, but I think he wants to push it off on another artist so he can work on his main story, and I totally get that. I've talked about the comics I'd like to have released, and that's one of them. Is get the first last Owling book out sometime this year, and I think it'll happen this year for sure. Hello, Jeremy. How are you, man? How big is your AT-AT? Well, it's pretty big. Actually, it's they released it in I think 08 or 09, and it was the biggest they'd had ever released. I can't show you, but it sits like really high off the ground. Like it's like this tall off. I can't show you. I'll just bring it in here one of these days. I'm actually thinking about putting my Millennium Falcon on that table over there, even though again that's the biggest one. It's like this big around, like you can't see, but it's huge. I'll never forget. Elizabeth bought the AT-AT for me, and I was freaking out because they were $200 or something like that when they came out, and somebody had found one for $50 at a Target. They may have been Target exclusives actually. And I asked her, I was like, "Hey, can you please go out get it?" I am exaggerating my size of my AT-AT, but anyway, I asked her, I was like, "Can you please go out and get that for me?" And she called me from Target, said she couldn't find it. So I was so pissed off. I left and drove to that Target, and I got home and I was so mad. I was like, "I can't believe you missed out on that." And she's like, "Hey, relax and look behind your recliner." I had a recliner back then. I looked behind the recliner, and there it is in all its glory, sitting there ready to be opened by me. Was so happy. And then my brother-in-law actually bought me my Millennium Falcon from the same series, and those went down to like $30 whenever they came out. And it is the biggest Millennium Falcon they ever released until recently because they did one for Galaxy's Edge. But is your Falcon? No, my Falcon takes its time. Just saying. Pleasure to layer. But anyway. Yeah, I don't usually buy too many vehicles, and now looking back, I regret because I'd like to have just a regular TIE fighter, which I know I could probably get. My son has a first order TIE fighter, but fooey on that. I like the old gray TIE fighters. And then Luke's X-wing is one that I wouldn't mind having. I'm sure I'll find a way to get him eventually. Uh, but I'd have this badass Jedi Starfighter that was recolored. It was black and gray, and it was made for Darth Vader. So I guess post Revenge of the Sith. It's pretty cool. That's actually on my Xbox up in my room. Not going to repaint that one because it's got well, it's cool looking already. It doesn't need any paint job. But my TIE fighter, my Darth Vader TIE Advanced, definitely needs to be repainted. I'd like to get a Tyrant Scepter too, if they've ever made one of those. Those are badass. Those are totally badass. So I don't know. What's everybody up to tonight? Is everybody just sitting there playing with themselves, being upset at the world because of what happened this afternoon? Because of, I never heard the word insurrection so much than I have in the past few months. The before I heard it as a Star Trek title, Star Trek Insurrection. I'm like, that's a cool ass word. And then now I've been hearing it since like October, and I had never I don't think I'd heard it other than that title. Are we going to see Nemesis next, or First Contact? What other Star Trek titles are there? The Voyage Home. The Search for Spock, Undiscovered Country. Okay, I gotta stop. Beyond, Into Darkness. What am I missing? I'm missing a couple. What's the one with the Borgs? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'm not a big Star Trek. I like Star Trek, but I'm not a big Star Trek guy. Every time I go live, I get text messages like crazy. Nathan's talking about George Lucas and how Dave Filoni, yeah, people should respect George Lucas more. I agree with that. Think about this for a second, George Lucas haters. We wouldn't have Star Wars if not for George Lucas. Filmmaking as a whole, and effects especially, would be way different if not for George Lucas. So give him some Final Frontier. I thought I said Final Frontier. So give George some fucking respect, okay? Give him some respect. I actually just downloaded Vader Immortal and Tales from Galaxy's Edge. I played a VR game once, and it was like I had a lightsaber. It was pretty cool. The thing is, I have a problem with my eyes for some reason. Like, I can't play first-person shooter games, for instance. They make me feel dizzy, and I get lightheaded, and I get the meat sweats really bad. But oddly, I don't eat meat before. But so the VR was doing the same thing. And Seth says the Final Frontier and Generations. Yes, I missed those. Those two were right next to each other, right? Like one was 6 and then Generations was 7. And of course, Chris Hall, I hope you bring that kind of energy to the next THS Discourse show. Yeah, we were talking about George Lucas in our Discourse chat. And he's totally underappreciated, and people give him shit because they didn't like the prequels. And if you haven't seen my show about the Phantom Menace, I talked about how much I love the Phantom Menace the first time I saw it, and on last night's show, and I plan on doing Attack of the Clones soon, and definitely Revenge of the Sith. I was just cruising through Facebook, and I happened to come upon a picture of the Jedi Temple on like burning, like smoke funneling out of it, kind of like 9/11. And I was like, man, I saw that. I posted it, and you can see on my Facebook page, like, dude, I cannot wait to talk about the emotions that were going through me when I saw that scene. My wife made fun of me because it upset me seeing the Jedi Temple on fire. And she's like, well, you've only seen it in a couple movies. I was like, yeah, but it's been with me for 6 years in comics, and there's been books that are based around the Jedi Temple. You don't understand. I'm a Star Wars guy. It killed me to see that thing with smoke just billowing out of it like the Twin Towers. But yeah, so look forward to Attack of the Clones. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Depends. Well, tomorrow maybe not, because I got the Horror Syndicate Discourse pre-show when we talk about Demone and Demons 2. Seth, you need to watch Demons tonight. Demons 2, don't forget. It's going to be Jared, Seth, and myself. And then on Tuesday of next week, we're doing An American Werewolf in London. And we're going to break that down. We're going to have the whole crew. Well, sadly, Keith is not going to be with us anymore. for the show. He'll be doing, I don't know what he's doing. He said he was going to do something, but I don't know what he's doing. So none of my business, I guess. But it'll be all right. It'll be fun. We'll have a good time. We'll have Chris Hall with his colorful commentary. On Star Trek. Actually, he'll tell us all about an American Werewolf 3, The Search for More Poontang, right? So, anyway, anybody have anything to say? I didn't really have much of a comment or content to talk about tonight because it's been a fucking depressing afternoon. I'm still trying to figure out the whole gaming aspect of like streaming games on here. I think I need to get a better router, or maybe like plug directly into the router. So I'd have to be in the living room to do my game streams because I want to start streaming the Nathanson and stuff. Sorry, Knights of the Old Republic, and do a whole playthrough and stream the whole thing while I play that. And it's not like I tried playing Battlefront the other day from 2005. It's nothing like that. So it shouldn't be as choppy to watch because my Battlefront stream looked like shit. Straight up shit. I watched The Phantom Menace with a bunch of friends while I was in art school. All we did was crack on the CG. The CG was worse in Attack of the Clones, in my opinion, especially when you get the Geonosis and you can tell it's like a little set. And let's just talk about how awesome the Mandalorian is with that room, that round room, where it's just a video on the projected on the wall. How amazing that looks, after it's been filmed. I mean, think of if George Lucas had that technology back in 1998 when he filmed The Phantom Menace, or when he filmed Attack of the Clones in 2000, 2001. I mean, it would have looked so much better. I'm never going to call for a remake of a Star Wars movie ever, except for maybe The Last Jedi. But I generally won't call for a Star Wars remake or anything like that. But it would be cool if they could do something with updated graphics. Like, I know with the special editions of the original trilogy, people were not happy about that. But how about a special edition with some added scenes to Revenge of the Sith and the others? Nathan, what? Okay, Nathan, I don't know if that's his real license plate or not. The Mandalorian, yeah, it pretty much is all amazing. And I was thinking about doing a top, well, there's 16 episodes or chapters. I was going to do a top 16 list of my favorite episodes, and I started trying to do them. Like, I don't know what I like the best. I think the last episode could be my favorite, but I also like the Robert Rodriguez episode with Boba Fett getting his armor back and kicking some big time ass, hitting stormtroopers with a gaffy stick, and you see white armor flying. I thought that was pretty awesome. So I don't know, but the thing is, I also like episodes like the Spider episode. Like, a lot of people say, "Oh, this is the worst one of the season." I'm like, really? That was straight up horror, and it was like, it reminded me of Aliens or Alien, whichever one, could be both. And then you got the episode in season 1 where he meets Cara Dune, however you want to say it. And they use the townsfolk to fight back against the one big chicken walker. I thought that was a really good episode too. But apparently that, and also the one with the guy sitting in Han Solo's booth on in the cantina on Mos Eisley. Those are two of the worst apparently, but I love those episodes. I don't think I've gotten to see an episode I didn't like. Well, I take it back. The one episode in season 1 I didn't care for all that much was the prison breakout episode, mostly because I don't like Bill Burr all that much. And I didn't like his character, but I liked his character a lot more in the next episode he was in, the second to last episode in the last season that we saw. I don't mind the special editions mainly because I was able to see each of them on the big screen multiple times. Yeah, I got a funny story about seeing episode 4. It was I had to wait 2 weeks to see it for some reason, and the night we were going to go see is my friend Matt and his girlfriend. They went to Splitsville, okay, and I was like, well, hey, I'm going to go see Star Wars. You want to go with me to see it? and we took my car and we were driving down this road called Tuveno, and it's a long, dark fucking road, and it takes you to this the main road that the theater was on, and we got all the way to the end of the road. No, this was okay. This is not. No, I take it back. This was the opening night of Star Wars. Then we had to go back on Valentine's. Anyway, yeah, we were driving down Tuveno. We got to the last house, which is now gone because there's a gas station there now. It's weird. But we got to that last house. I had to park my car there after we pushed it on this dark ass road. And I missed opening night for Star Wars in 1997. I was 16 at the time because it was January 31st. So I had to wait 2 weeks, and I went to go see it. And by that time, I believe Empire had come out. I know I watched Empire. I think they were all three out at one time, but I know I watched Empire and A New Hope on the same day. I did a double bill at one point. Yes, and not to mention Macquarie's concept art. So as far as the special editions go as a whole, I don't mind them. If I had to pick a least favorite moment, it would be the Jabba's Palace, the band scene. I like Max Rebo and Cy Snoodles, but that was fine. But then they jazzed it up with the guy with the all that shit. I didn't like the song as much. I like the original song a little bit better. I did like the couple of editions they did with Boba Fett, like he hits that girl in the shin, like, hey, what's up? Like he's a ladies' man. I like seeing that stuff. But that was my least favorite thing. The Jabba scene wasn't planned out all that well. There are two Rhodians in that scene, and it makes it look like everyone dresses like Greedo. All the Rhodians dress like Greedo, and Greedo had just died, so I think it was a mistake because I seriously doubt they all wear the same goddamn jumpsuit. And why would there be two of them? So Jabba had three Rhodian guys that wore the same thing. Is it Greedo, Mito, and Tito? I don't know. Who knows? But that scene kind of bothered me. I liked the introduction to Mos Eisley. A little bit more going on. You kind of see how much it's a lot bigger than it looked in the original edition. I don't like. Empire really didn't have much. I really liked that they opened up Cloud City by putting windows in, and you could see outside, see cloud cars flying around and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool. But there wasn't much to Empire. Return of the Jedi and A New Hope got the biggest changes. I'm trying to think of the Jabba. I think the Jabba scene was the biggest one. They added the big ring whenever the Death Stars blew up, which that didn't bother me all that much. Oh, Han and the shooting first thing. They've changed that like 6 times now. One thing they changed in the 2004 DVD release was adding Hayden Christensen as Anakin. Guess what? Doesn't bother me. Not one bit. They took Darth Vader's eyebrows off too. But yeah, Hayden Christensen at the end didn't bother me. So I don't fault George for, as he would say, improving his movies, finishing his movies. First of all, they're his movies. They're not my movies. They're not your movies. They're his. He made them. I mean, of course, Ralph Marquand and Irv made the movie. They were directed him, but still, the Star Wars saga, those first 6 movies are his stories to be told the way he wanted to. So no big deal, in my opinion. I don't need to see the other ones ever again. I have them actually on DVD. It's funny. People used to say for years are like, "Oh, I wish they released the unaltered original trilogy." They have. It's on DVD, but they released it in I think 2005. So they released the DVDs in another set. It was like a slim set, and it came with the special edition and the original. So I have them. I never watch them though. I don't mind all the special edition stuff at all. I never have. Probably never will. Although I also like the Ewok song better in the first one. So I like that. I like that theory. Maybe Jabba had the Rhodians wearing the same uniforms. Maybe Jabba's like, all Rhodians look the same. Oh man. Chris Hall says, what do you got there, Chris? It's like Favreau went to the Star Wars people and said, okay, guys, I have a crazy fucking idea. What if, I know this is nuts, but what if we made a Star Wars show that gave the fans exactly what they want? Well, the problem with giving us exactly what we want as Star Wars fans, that's called pandering, right? Right? That's what everybody says. It's called pandering or fan service. Fuck that. I want to see stuff that I like in Star Wars. You know why? Because I'm a fan of Star Wars. It only makes sense, in my opinion. It only makes sense. It's like the Rise of Skywalker had some things that, I mean, they definitely did a lot of fan service, but with a lot of people not happy with The Last Jedi, and apparently Bob Iger wasn't happy with The Last Jedi and the returns from The Last Jedi, the money. So they had to change some things. But let me tell you, The Last Jedi has a lot of fan service too. And don't even get me fucking started at what a hack Rian Johnson is when it comes to making movies. The end of the movie, when Luke is staring down the First Order and he's a hologram, go watch Escape from LA. Seriously. Go watch the end of Escape from LA. Yeah, same thing. So, changing it to Hayden is one thing, but I think is objectively bad from a story point of view. Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of people trying to justify it being Hayden as, he died when he became the Sith Lord Darth Vader back in Revenge of the Sith, but then he was redeemed. He came back as, I don't know. It just doesn't bother me. I don't give a shit. I mean, it just fits together well with the prequel trilogy. I think that's the whole purpose of it, rather than seeing some old guy that Sebastian, God, what's his last name? It's seeing some guy that you'd never seen before. Who the fuck is this guy? I think it's more made for the generation of the prequel generation. I mean, I don't give a shit. I honestly don't. It's Star Wars. It's Star Wars. I mean, I know when I say that, I'm kind of like contradicting myself when it comes to The Last Jedi, but it doesn't bother me one bit. It's just one tiny little scene. Luke gets to see his father and his prime, I guess. And you get to see Obi-Wan as he knew him, and he gets this. I mean, would it be better if if they would have changed it from the Sebastian Shaw? Sebastian Shaw. No, that's the guy from fucking X-Men. Let me look it up. Yeah, Sebastian Shaw is his name. That's why they should get Sebastian Stan to play Luke, because it's the Sebastian thing with the Skywalker family. But no, I think what they should have done is made them all, bald and like scarred up and just in Jedi robes, like he looked like under the, when we finally got to see Vader's face revealed for the first time at the end of Return of the Jedi. That would have been more accurate, right? Because that's when he really died, or when he became one with the Force. I don't know. That's a whole tricky situation, because Anakin wouldn't have become one with the Force, because that's how Force Ghosts become Force Ghosts, or becoming one with the Force, if I'm not mistaken. So wouldn't he look like what he should look like, the way he looked at the end of Return of the Jedi, and bald and the scar and the burnt under his eyes and all that stuff? Not the way he looked, because he didn't die technically, and if he died, he didn't become one with the Force back in Revenge of the Sith. Oh no, he turned straight up to the dark side. I don't know. That's messy. That's messy. I just don't. I don't care. It's fine. I don't care. I think that's just so people, it connects the two trilogies together. That's what I think. Plus, Hayden Christensen is a way better looking guy. Just, you heard it here first, and I don't give a shit what anybody thinks of me. So yeah. Anything else? Anybody got anything else they want to talk about? I've got about 30 minutes going today. I like to hang out for about 30 minutes or so, keep them nice and short and sweet. If anybody has anything else, please type it here now. Ask me anything. I love, it's one of my favorite things to do in life, is asking or answering questions. I used to I used to do job interviews really well, because I'm very good at answering questions, even if I'm lying, because I lie a lot. I've never seen any Star Wars movie ever in my entire life. I just act like I know from screenshots and memes and stuff like that. I read some synopsises, and I got on Wikipedia and read all about Star Wars. I've never seen anything, never read a book, never even read a comic. Who's Han Solo? I don't know. I don't know. You have to have a vast knowledge of the living force. So I wonder if maybe he was studying. I don't know. Who knows how that works? I know you have to have, but like Qui-Gon Jinn was apparently the first one to learn how to become one with the Force, and then he taught Yoda, and then and then Obi-Wan had homework on Tatooine. So I mean, it's sloppy. It's sloppy. It's got holes in it. I just take it at face value sometimes. Not The Last Jedi though. Never take it at face value. So if anybody doesn't, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go and play some video games. I need to hook up, so I'm gonna hook up my router, or my laptop directly into the router because the stream comes from my laptop to you guys on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Nobody's fucking subscribing, which means I'm gonna have to stop doing this. But they I think if I hook I could be wrong, but if I hook up the Cat 5 or whatever it is called now into my laptop, the stream won't be as choppy. So I'm going to try to play Gears of War, one of them, on maybe tomorrow. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow before the Demons show. But I'm going to try to stream that here while I play it in the living room rather than in here and have it like hard blind in. That way maybe it won't be as choppy. If it is, then I'm just going to give up and say, fuck it. I'll throw red rubies at people. Fucking fuck it. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit. Hopefully tomorrow will be a better day for everybody out there, and hopefully the Capitol building won't be stormed by people. Anyway, it was hard to watch. You guys have a nice evening. Check out the Horror Syndicate Discourse. Opening night is Tuesday with a full show with the full cast: Nate, me, Seth, T. Miller, Jared Letourneau. And then next Friday, we're doing THS Lives, which is the old cast. It should be me, Mike Lombardo, Jared, and Brian Enright. But Brian and Jared, Mike and Jared are not answering them fuckers. I'm going to have to go after Lex Quinn, Mike's girl, and tell her, get Mike to answer us. Have a good night, and may the Force be with you. We'll see you next time.